Feel it in my bones, I can feel it in my veins. Hands in the sky, I can feel the winds of change. You live and you learn, and I hope I've seen enough to make something right and make up for what I've
Bavarian cream or something like that?
I was down, but things are looking up. I wanna get high on you, caught by surprise by you.
Pretty good. Pretty good. Pretty good. Fredericksburg, Texas has a lot of things to offer and is a great location for RVers and travelers and things like that. So we found some things that we wanted to share with you. And the first thing that we found was the Chester Nimitz Museum.
This place is pretty awesome. Now there is a cost, so it's $20 per person. Military gets a discount, teachers get a discount. You do need to make a reservation online before you go.
We thought the museum was very interesting because it had a lot of information about Nimitz and his family specifically. His family was from the area of Fredericksburg. He was born in Fredericksburg and raised in this area. So there's a good, and the museum actually used to be a hotel.
Yes, it was a hotel.
A hotel and like the family house. So
yeah,
there was a lot of stuff going on there. So there's a lot of memorabilia about the Nimitz family. One of the cool things I think that Alice saw was a pair of wooden shoes.
And they use those as work boots.
Right.
Could you imagine walking around in wooden shoes as work boots? Not me.
Right? But once you're done looking at the Nimitz Museum, you'll exit the front door of the museum and you'll walk down past the Nimitz statue and you'll head towards the back, headed towards the President George H.W. Bush Gallery. On your way back there, you're going to walk by a wall that has a lot of plaques and stuff about people who were in the World War II.
Yeah.
And then just down by the President George H.W. Bush Gallery, there are these big, I'm just going to call them like concrete monuments in a way.
Yeah.
And I don't know, what was there, like 6 or 8 of them. And what it is it's all the presidents who had served during World War II. Presidents like Ronald Reagan, George H.W. Bush, Gerald Ford, and
Carter was in there.
So there were several of them. It gave brief information about the president and what they did and what their activities were during World War II.
Yeah. So after you get done looking at all of the monuments that are outside, you go inside the building. Now this building is going to be larger than the other building was. There's a lot more to see in here. You start out with a timeline. It starts like in the late 1800s and it goes all the way through the Pacific War. It mentions Amelia Earhart, and it just keeps on going between China and Japan. And it's just really cool to see that history in a timeline up on the walls. You can spend hours reading the walls.
Yeah, I mean, it's just so easy to spend so much time in there reading walls, and very fascinating information that I probably forgot about. So there were a couple of things inside the museum that I really enjoyed. One of them was a B-25B bomber, like the ones used by Doolittle and the Doolittle Raiders when they launched off the aircraft carrier and bombed Japan right after the Pearl Harbor attack, or shortly after Pearl Harbor attack.
Right.
And then another one was, you know, kind of like a plaque memorabilia information about the Navy Seabees, because my dad was a Seabee, and I always find it cool to learn stuff about the Seabees and how integral they were, not only in World War II, but also even in Alaska, where we're from, where they helped build or built the Alcan.
Yeah, that was really cool. And of course, we've traveled on the Alcan twice.
Yes.
So that was really cool to learn that. Or I should say, refresh my memory on that, because I believe I knew that, but I forgot.
Right. All right, so we spent the last 3 hours walking through the museums here, Pacific War Memorial, the Nimitz Museum. It's just really awesome. So now it's time for us to go and get some of the local cuisine.
So we're gonna go find a German restaurant in town and have some lunch.
All right, let's go. I'm hungry.
Okay.
now would be a great time for you to hit the like button and subscribe if you're not subscribed. And when you subscribe, if you'll ring the little bell,
Right.
you'll get notified every time we upload new content about great places to go like Fredericksburg.
Right? Because you don't want to miss anything.
Right.
The menu in the restaurant was actually pretty good. They have a nice selection of German-style food and American if that's not your thing. So if you wanted a hamburger, you got it. If you want German food, you got it. I had the sausage sub, and Gordon had
Jaeger Schnitzel.
right his favorite.
It's my favorite. I've been eating Jaeger Schnitzel at every German restaurant I've ever gone to since we were stationed back in Fort Worth, Texas in the late 80s.
Wow. I think we tried the warm potato salad. That was the first time that we've ever had the German potato salad. It was okay. Not my favorite. I think I like the American potato salad where it's cold.
I enjoyed the red cabbage. And Alice really enjoyed the beer.
Right? Cheers.
Cheers. Oh, look at that. Even a little bitty milk mustache.
They had a really good Hefeweizen.
Yep.
Yeah, it was really good. A local beer, so that was really nice
And
too.
they did have a couple of options for local beers and a couple of German beers also. So
Right? Yeah. I think they had Guinness on the menu too if you wanted a Guinness.
I think they did.
Yeah. We took a nice walk through town. Now the town is absolutely amazing because it's not your typical tourist trap stores. These are stores that have nice products, good quality stuff in them, and you can get some t-shirts and all different types of things. That's what I really like about the town is I love the stores. They're fabulous.
I like the free beer.
Oh, well, of course you would.
I mean, on the weekends. So,
All right, so why don't you tell them all about the free beer?
So I give you the hint. On the weekends, look for the signs. There will be little signs on the sidewalk right in front of the stores. Usually it's like 100% chance of free beer, something like that. So go inside. Usually the cooler, the ice chest full of ice and beer is by the cash register. Just go in, help yourself to a beer, and enjoy.
And of course, it's a Texas beer. It's called Lone Star, and it is from Fort Worth. And it's not that bad of a beer, actually. It's pretty good.
Especially for a free beer.
Well, I cannot say that all free beer is good beer.
I didn't say all free beer. I said
is a good
for
beer.
a free beer, it's a good beer.
Because I'm a beer snob.
You are a beer snob.
Fredericksburg is thinking about the guys too, not just the ladies. So while Alice can go and shop, many of the stores in town offer free beer. So there's an ice chest up close to the counter. You just walk in, open the lid. Now the red one are full strength beer and the blue one are lights. So, and then you can just go right outside, sit on a bench, and she can do all the shopping she wants while you enjoy a free beer.
So of course, after we enjoyed the shopping and I enjoyed a beer on the bench outside the store while Alice did some shopping inside, it was time to go and get dessert.
So as promised, we went to the German bakery. Now it seems like every time we drive by, there's always a line. Well, we walked right in and we could go right up to the counter to get these type of things, but you're gonna have to wait if you want to eat at their restaurant. So we didn't need to eat.
Yeah,
So we're
so-
gonna try this.
This is the cinnamon stick. Oh my God, good. Very buttery and flaky and yummy. Isn't that good?
That is very good. So there's your half.
Okay.
Number two is going to be very messy.
Right?
It's loaded with powdered
Oh
sugar,
my God.
but we have a lot of napkins.
And I'm wearing black, so powdered sugar and black is probably not a good option, not a good plan. I should have thought
But-
this through a little better. Pretty good.
It's pretty good. We're definitely not going to be like cutting this in half, are we?
No?
Should have gotten a knife. powdered sugar, but it's good.
So one of the cool things that I really like about Fredericksburg is parking. Seems like every town that we go to, if it's a bigger kind of touristy town, all the parking
Galveston.
all the parking is paid. You got to pay for all your parking.
Right.
Fredericksburg, I haven't seen a place where you have to pay for parking yet.
Yeah.
And it's a really easy, walkable town. It's easy to park at one end of town and walk up and down the sidewalks, going in and out of stores, having those free beers, whatever, you know.
You're just stuck on that free beer, aren't you?
It's kind of nice.
It's kind of nice.
It's the only place I've ever been where the store offered free beer.
Right.
And a bench that you can go outside and enjoy people watching while you're drinking your beer and the wife is doing her shopping. I'm just saying.
Hey, it works, right? Because there is over 100 wineries in this area, there's a lot of wine tasting.
There is.
Now, there's also a lot of wine tours. And they're all over the place. So I'm sure you can just Google Fredericksburg wine tours, because we saw at least 4 or 5 vans and a limo in the parking lot of the one place that we went to. And we tasted the wine. Now, keeping in mind that everybody has different prices as far as wine tasting goes too. So you can just, pick
we went to, what was it, Safari Vineyards or Winery or something like that. Their price was $21 per person for 5 tastings, and then $2 if you added an additional tasting.
Yeah.
And we both enjoy wine, but for me that was a little pricey, so I let Alice enjoy most of the tasting, or actually we shared.
We shared one.
We shared.
You could share one, though.
Shared, yeah.
So for $21, we both shared the wine tasting, and it was fine. You know, we each got a nice sip of the wine, and it was really good. Now, their prices on wine also was a little pricey, and what we found out about that one that I didn't really care for is none of it was actually local.
Right.
So we're going to go do another one that's local. So we're going to do that.
Fat Ass Winery. Just saying.
We're going to do that. Now, that one is $10 a person, and you get to keep the glass. So we recommend doing that one.
Somebody's broke a couple glasses lately.
I did. I was washing dishes just the other day and broke one of my glasses.
Personally, I think she did it on purpose so she had a reason to go do another wine tasting to get the free glass.
You got me. You got me.
So next week we're doing things outside of Fredericksburg. That we've already been checking out, and there's a lot of things within an hour's drive of Fredericksburg that are really cool and fun places to go.
And a lot of them are dog friendly, so we'll let you know which ones are and which ones are not dog friendly. That way you can take your dog with you.
And we actually get a chance to get back out on a hiking trail.
Right? So excited.
Me too.